General Hospital sees Brook Lynn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, determined to get revenge on Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens Bruning, for her meddling with Gio Palmieri's Giovanni Mazza. Parent reveal. And things are about to get so much worse this week because Brook Lynn is going to find out Lulu has been talking to Gio when he won't give her or Don Falconeri, Dominic's Improgna, the time of day. We're going to talk about how Brook Lynn may throw her revenge plan against Lulu into high gear after she notices a growing closeness to her son Gio. Brook Lynn Quartermain's revenge plot, targeting Lulu Spencer and Gio. So right now, Brook Lynn is on a mission. She wants revenge on Lulu for digging into her life and exposing her long-buried baby secret. It's bad enough that Lulu exposed Brook Lynn for having Don's baby as a teenager and giving it up for adoption. But then Lulu found out something Brook Lynn didn't even know. First, she found out her baby with Dante was a boy. The LQ was stunned by that. And then Lulu figured out Gio was Brook Lynn and Dante's son. And she confirmed it by confronting Lois Cerullo, Rina Sulfur, at the nurses' ball instead of somewhere less public. And then she never went to talk to Brook Lynn about it or anything, even when she first had the suspicion that Gio was her kid. That's what Dante's so mad about, that she just went hog wild and didn't even come talk to the right people. Plus, even though Lulu was told repeatedly that BLQ was in the dark about the family adoption and that it was Gio, Lulu just decided to keep thinking the worst of Brook Lynn because that's what she wants to do. Lulu's past and its impact on current actions in General Hospital. So, part of this may be some leftover teen pregnancy issues of her own. If you were watching way back in the day, you may remember Lulu got pregnant by Dylan Quartermain, then Scott Clifton, tricking him into cheating on his wife. And when he found out Lulu was pregnant, Dylan wanted the baby. But Lulu decided to abort the child. And Brook Lynn didn't hassle Lulu about that decision as a teen. But Lulu definitely hassled Brook Lynn about her making her own choice about her teen pregnancy. In Lulu's mind, BLQ was wrong for not telling Dante, but her own teen dilemma was done the right way when she actually kind of did Dylan dirty, And of course, since Lulu just couldn't leave it alone or wait for a private moment, Gio overheard her and Lois, and he learned the truth in the worst possible way. And then, of course, Dante and Brook Lynn found out because Gio announced it to the entire nurses' ball and smashed his violin. I still say that was the best act at this year's nurses' ball. Most of the others were not great. It was not up to its usual standards in my opinion. Upcoming spoilers. Brook Lynn's escalating revenge and Lulu's unapologetic stance. Anyway, Brook Lynn is now on the warpath, and she's already got this plan in motion to get revenge on Lulu for appending her and Dante's lives, but mostly for causing Gio so much pain. This week's spoilers have BLQ seeing something that bothers her, and it could be Lulu having a friendly chat with Gio. Recently, Lulu went over to the Metro Court where he works to apologize to Gio, and he was very understanding. Said it wasn't Lulu's fault. He's mostly just upset with his biological parents, Brook Lynn and Dante, who had no idea he was right under their noses this whole time. And of course, Gio's furious at his grandmother, Lois, and great-grandmother, Gloria Cerullo, Ellen Travolta, for creating this whole lie and then sticking to it. And if you recall, I think it was last week, Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, tried to broker peace and wanted Lulu to apologize to Brook Lynn for hurting her son, Gio, and butting into something that wasn't her business. But Lulu is just unapologetic. She's an out-of-control wrecking ball lately, and understandably, BLQ was furious, and it got worse because Lulu said no regrets about what she's done. She refused to apologize to Brook Lynn and defended what she did, saying the truth needed to come out. Potential twists. Britt Westburn's connection and Rocco's true parentage in General Hospital. Well, that's interesting because there could be some truth coming out soon that may burn down Lulu's life. As of right now, Gio and Lulu have become friendly. She's the mom of his half-brother, Rocco Falsaroni, Finn Francis care. And Lulu wants them to bond as brothers. So I expect we'll see lots more of Geo interacting with Lulu. And that is definitely going to infuriate Brook Lynn, not only because she hates Lulu, but because Geo won't even talk to his parents. But there he is chatting up Lulu, who's a big mouth betrayer as far as BLQ sees her. So, if it is Lulu that Brook Lynn sees with Geo in this week's spoilers, Brook Lynn's going to spiral into even more of a rage than she's already in. And Brook Lynn is soon going to double down on her plan to make Lulu pay. She's got Marco Rios, Adrian and Chondo digging up dirt on Lulu right now. And more. It seems that Brook Lynn thinks Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, is the key to knocking Lulu off her pedestal and proving she's not half the mom she claims she is. General Hospital. Britt's past. So, if you're a longtime General Hospital watcher, you may remember years ago Britt turned up pregnant, claimed the baby was Patrick Drake's, Jason Thompson. Britt was jealous and was trying to keep Patrick away from this nurse. I won't go into all the names because that's so much history. We could talk about this for an hour. But later, Britt changed her story and said her bestie Brad Cooper, Perry Shin, got her pregnant. And then Britt wound up giving birth to a baby boy on the living room floor at Windermere because she had kind of gotten involved with Nicholas Cassadine, then Tyler Christopher. She named the little boy Ben. She began raising the baby, but later it came out Britt stole one of Dante and Lulu's stored embryos and used it to impregnate herself. So Britt is the one who carried and gave birth to Lulu and Dante's son, Rocco. Britt had named him Ben at birth, and it wasn't until later that Dante and Lulu found out he was their son. After looking through the info from Marco, Brook Lynn thinks there's something in this old Lulu-Britt drama that could help her get payback for what she did to her son Geo. Rewriting history, speculations on Rocco's paternity and Britt's return. So, the LQ has Marco looking for Rocco's original birth certificate. And I'm wondering if Brook Lynn is going to dig up some info that shows Rocco is not legally Lulu's son. Maybe not even biologically. There's more to it. Maybe Rocco may not actually be the child of that embryo. Brook Lynn may stumble upon a much bigger secret, but it'll only work if General Hospital is rewriting history yet again. And they might because, this whole teen fling and secret pregnancy with Dante and BLQ. It's a drastic rewrite of known GH history. They weren't even the same age to have been at camp together. It violates a whole bunch of history, but they went and they did it. So, that means there's a chance they could do another rewrite and have Rocco being Britt and Patrick Drake's son, which would also make him Emma Scorpio Drake's, Braden Bruner, brother, not Geo's brother. There is a chance when Britt used that embryo to get pregnant, it didn't take, and she got pregnant by Patrick for real. That's what happened when Maxie, if you remember, was trying to carry a child for Lulu years and years ago. She wound up pregnant with Georgie Spinelli, Lily Fisher. The embryo didn't take, and the kid was really Maxie and Damien Spinelli's, Bradford Anderson, baby. General Hospital. Liz Weber's sketchy move. So, I will remind you of the history that Liz Weber, Rebecca Herbst, ran an illegal unauthorized DNA test that revealed that Rocco was Dante's kid, and that helped unravel everything. However, that doesn't mean GH isn't just going to ignore that or undo it. So imagine if Lulu finds out Rocco is not Dante's. That would crush her. So, very soon Marco and Brook Lynn may find this out. And with Kelly Thiebaud coming back, this all makes perfect sense. They can bring Britt back from the dead, make Rocco her son, or bring in a secret twin sister of Britt. And she fights for custody as Rocco's biological aunt. That would rip Lulu's entire world apart, and BLQ would love to see it happen. Consequences and karma. The potential fallout of Brook Lynn's revenge plan. But if this is how Brook Lynn gets her vengeance on Lulu, Rocco and Dante would end up collateral damage. That's what happened when Lulu went digging into Brook Lynn's life. She hurt Dante and Geo as collateral damage and then stood by her catastrophic actions. So, I do think Lulu needs a big slap from Karma. But it would suck for Dante and Rocco. With Kelly Tabo back in July and Brit's name dropping all the time, it looks like this could be the way we're going. We'll see if they're going to violate history. If Brook Lynn sees Lulu hanging out with Gio when he won't even talk to her and Dante, I do expect BLQ to lash out and use any info she gets about Lulu and Rocco to hurt her enemy. And then BLQ may say that she doesn't need to apologize to Lulu because she's the one who said the truth should always come out.